sure our viewers are aware of Operation Christmas Child.
Ready to get the season started. So can I ask you, Coach, we're going to do a new series called Suit Up.
Welcome to Lifepoint Gameday, where every week we preview this week's games, local games, college football games, and all that is happening around Lifepoint. Today we are live from the Lifepoint campus. My name is Matt Brooks. I'm here with Clay Miner and Quentin Williams. How you guys doing today?
Matt, I'm doing incredible this morning. I'm super excited about where we're headed with Lifepoint's new series. Thought you did an amazing job wrapping up the game plan on last week with the series we had on the Holy Spirit. I thought, man, one of the best series you've taught. But now I'm ready to hop into what it looks like when we begin to actually put on the armor of God.
Yeah, this new series I think is going to be really cool too. We've had a whole bunch of theologically heavy series here in the last couple of months, Lifepoint. So though this series we'll still have some theology, I think this is a really good, applicable series that we can go through as a congregation.
Very good. A lot of other stuff going on around Lifepoint that we want to make sure our viewers are aware of. Operation Christmas Child is a huge thing at Lifepoint, and it is about that time of year when we collect shoe boxes. And so, Clay, I know that our student ministry is getting involved with helping pack some of those. And so, if somebody wants to get involved with that, how do they make that happen?
Yeah, so what we're probably going to do with Operation Christmas Child is our small groups are going to allot time on Wednesday nights to do that. So if someone wants to help with that and they're interested in it, they could get with me and we could put them possibly with one of our small groups as they go about doing that. And we'll just allot particular nights for each small group to pack those boxes and coordinate that through Lindsay Jefferson as well, so you can talk to her too.
Two other incredible ministries taking place over the next few weeks going on as well is Embrace Grace is kicking back up. So if you know someone out there finds himself pregnant, going to be a single mother, this ministry just wraps their arms around them, walks with them, helps them figure out kind of how to do the first things of life and supports them, even throws a baby shower for them. So if you have a person out there that could use that or you want to get involved in that, that's coming up. And then we're about to take up some more food for Blessings in a Backpack. So you're going to see those bins, or we won't do bins, but we'll collect. And we usually do ramen and Rice Krispie treats. And so you want to start getting a game plan together about how you're going to attack the grocery stores during that process, get your buggies full, get it back here at Lifepoint.
Quinn, do you think that we're the favorite of the Blessing in the Backpack items? I mean, we're kind of on both ends of that spectrum there. Ramen noodles and Rice Krispie treats. I mean, you can kind of survive on that. Most college students do, right?
It is definitely a college meal. But what I found out over the last couple years, and this is a lot to the credit of Anna Ruth Stewart, there is an art to making ramen noodles. It's not just the water in there and then you just warm it up. You can go that route. But if you really want to like ramp that up, there's a process of crumbling it. You can even like spread the stuff on there dry and then just put a little bit of water. There's just all kind of science included. We've taken what we've taken what was normal ramen, and over the course of our years experiencing that and the gameplay that's happened with ramen over the course of the last months and years, and we've upped the game. It's become a different game.
Would you find it surprising if I told you I had never eaten ramen noodles in my life?
Wow.
Do we have any scientific data that suggests that ramen is the correct pronunciation of that word?
No, but there is scientific data that you could eat 12,000 boxes of it and gain zero nutritional value from it.
There actually is something in it, like wax, that if you eat too much of it, like in one sitting, it can clog your intestines and kill you.
That's awesome.
Bring it to you, kids.
It's a great item to go and Blessings in the Backpack.
Just don't eat a bunch. Just eat what's in your backpack, and you'll be fine.
Clay, you feel like Quentin just totally made that up?
If he did, I'm okay with it.
All right. Well, we do have a special guest with us here today. For those of you that this is your first time tuning in, which would be 100% of you who are watching today since this is the first episode, every week we're going to have a coach from our local community who's going to come and join us. They will be helping us out with some guest picking of football games and also just having some conversation with us about what the sports environment looks like in Marshall County. And this week, we're really excited to welcome into the conversation Coach Will Brock. Everybody give him a hand. Will, how are you doing this morning?
I'm doing great. Matt, thanks for having me on the show, man. I'm
It's
excited.
good to see you. It's good to see you. Tell us what you're coaching now. I know you're at Boaz High School. Are you you're teaching at Boaz High School,
I am,
but
yep.
then
Sixth
you're
grade
also
math.
coaching.
Yep, I am coaching 8th grade middle school girls, and I'm also the assistant basketball coach for the varsity girls.
Well, with this new series coming up, we're talking, it's called Suit Up, and we're talking about the things we can put on to prepare us for the game of life that all of us find ourselves playing.
Right.
But can I ask you, as a coach, getting ready for a season, what are the things you try to instill in these young ladies to get them prepared for playing the game of basketball?
Well, I always want to make sure that my girls are ready by just being responsible and holding each other accountable. I want them to know that teammates hold each other accountable for mistakes, not just mistakes, but just in life in general. If you miss practice, I want them calling each other. I want them to, see what every one of them are doing and what they're up to, and just holding accountability is the biggest thing that I like to teach to start off the season.
Nice.
So, well, I know it's very early in the season, but as far as how the season is looking, I know you have been training, coaching these girls for several years. One of them's your own daughter.
Yeah. Right.
What do we expect?
Well, his daughter's playing varsity.
Oh,
Right.
She got moved up to varsity.
Right. So
okay.
I lost
So he
her.
lost his best player, is what I'm hearing.
Well, he lost his point guard, primary shooter.
I lost a valuable player.
Okay.
But I have a lot more behind her that's been kind of taking up the slack and playing hard and training well. So I look forward to seeing those girls stepping up and having that opportunity to step up.
Now, I'm excited to come watch this team play this year. Tell me a couple names I'm going to be seeing out there that I want to watch and what they do specifically on that court.
Well,
Who's your big? Who's your big?
For the 8th grade girls? You got Addison Bolin, you got Kinsley Cliff, Lily Smith, Embry Rogers, Peyton Hall, Molly Vinsky, Diana Marcelino. I mean, I can name them all because they're all going to contribute.
Who's your big this year that's going to be trying to dominate that paint?
My big is going to be Kinsley Clift.
Okay, I always that's what I played
she's
always.
I'm expecting a lot from her in the paint, and so come up big in games. So excited about that.
So are there like some unique challenges to coaching middle school? What are those challenges?
The challenges are just having the girls hustle. A lot of times they like to take off a play or two, and they like to kind of, they know how far they can take it before they, have to rest. And I feel like they don't push themselves to their full potential. So being a coach, trying to get them to play at their full potential is probably the most challenging thing to do for girls.
We've all coached a little bit. I think that's an interesting point to the series this Sunday. I'm actually getting to teach this Sunday. I'm super excited about that. When you talk about motivation, that's one of those things we have to find in everything we coach is how do you get that motivation to keep those players in it and keep motivated. And sometimes even we find that in life that, man, we'll be real motivated. Things don't go our way. How do we stay in that and not get so defeated? So that's a good point you bring up, Coach.
Yeah.
When you go back and you watch game film, a lot of times what you realize is that a game's decision is often made in less than 5 plays. Mm-hmm. And the problem is that nobody tells you at the beginning of the game which 5 plays those are going to be. And so it's, you got to be ready to play on every time, every trip down the court, every trip in the back court, every time you get the ball on offense or defense, you got to expect that this is the play that could determine the outcome. Same things a lot of times that's true in life as well. We just don't know which moments are the moments that decision is going to affect the next decision and the next day. And so I think that's great. Will, we are glad that you're here. We're going to let you be a part of helping pick some college football games here in just a minute. I do want to talk about local real quick because I know a lot of people are watching. This is football season in the South, and we got some high school football games coming up this week. And I don't think we will pick those games just because we're all kind of intimately and intrinsically involved with these teams. So we don't want to put anybody on the spot. But I do think it'd be good to preview them. So, Quentin, you're coaching Aggie girls flag football.
That's right.
I know y'all played a couple of nights ago or last night. But what have y'all got coming up in the next week?
So we play next Tuesday. We are playing Sparkman. It's our senior night. We had a big loss Monday night. One of our top defenders, our linebacker, senior linebacker, on her 3rd interception of the night came down wrong on her knee and tore ACL. And so we're going to have to try to fill that spot. There's some good players But it is big shoes to fill. So we're excited about that game, senior night, hoping she can still be there, be part of that.
So
But
that's a home game.
that's a home game.
Hey.
It's our last home game of the season. So
And
if you
by the
wanna
way,
see
that gives you a lot of time to plan that. If you're watching right now, go watch the Aggie girls. Where do y'all play at the high school field?
we play in the stadium. It'll be 6 o'clock and 7 o'clock. Our varsity and our JV will play.
So you get two games for the price of admission.
That's right. That's right.
All right. So make plans to go do that. Boaz has got a bye week this week. Boaz
Right.
High School football has a bye this week. We're pretty confident they're going to win that one, right,
Yeah.
Will?
Yeah, about 100%.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. And your son's playing. Bo's playing. He's a wide
Yeah,
receiver,
he
I
is.
think.
Yeah, he plays wide out. So,
All right.
yeah.
He's getting his wisdom teeth taken out
He sure is.
today.
Today.
He is. Yeah. He won't
And
be
he's had a
wise.
pretty good season. Last week I saw a lot of comments on Facebook. Did he have a pretty good game or something?
He's been having a good season. He's got good hands, man. He's a guaranteed catch.
Okay,
So.
very good, very good. Albertville playing Huntsville this week away, which means it's a Thursday night game. Once again in 7A football, that just doesn't let up.
It's tough.
No, it's tough. I mean, Huntsville is I think they're about 50% for the year, but Albertville is just, we know this, exceptionally young. That 8th grade quarterback that's in there running that offense. So it's a build for the future year this year. But they've still fought, and I appreciate that. They got that fight going out there. And, hey, we know this. Anything can happen in football. They have some weapons. The right things take place. They can make some stops. And you never know what can happen in football.
I was listening to them the other day. I did not realize we have a running back, Xavier Havis, I think his name. I didn't realize it's like 6'4".
Yeah.
That is a tall running back in football right now. And I hear he can scoot.
Well,
Yeah, go ahead.
well, you're talking about how young they were, but that's true. But a lot of them are pretty impressive. I mean, if you have CJ, who's an 8th grade quarterback, and he does really well against a lot of 7th A defenses.
Oh, yeah, he's slinging the ball. And
Yeah.
Xavier's got a couple of offers coming down the pipe for him. So I think he's looking at going to play collegiate football after he's done here.
Very cool. And then finally, for the conversation this morning, Gunnersville at Scottsboro. I would anticipate that could be the game of the week in the county. I don't know a lot about either one of those teams, but I had a chance to coach baseball the last couple of years at Gunnersville. One thing I know is those guys prepare well. They've got a great culture at Gunnersville for football. They play hard. And, for the time I've lived up here, I've been here almost 20 years now. It seems like Scottsboro is just perpetually a solid football team. And so I would expect that's a good ball game. If you're looking for somewhere to go watch a ball game this week, I'd say that'd be a good one to go see.
That would be a good one. I think what you're going to find is that game's going to be determined in the trenches. Gunnersville likes to pass. They're a good passing team, but that's because they have an offensive line that protects them. Scottsboro's coming after them. That defensive front of Scottsboro is nasty. They get after it. They're going to come and put some pressure on that quarterback.
Yeah, Gunnersville scores really fast too. They like to go. 2-minute offense, really quick. So it could be a high-scoring game.
It'll be
All right.
fun.
It'll be pretty
Well,
awesome.
let's talk college football a little bit. That's my personal favorite. I know most of the people sitting at these tables love college football. It has been a up and down year in my world, at least. I mean, Alabama losing the second week of the year kind of put a damper on the season, and then Alabama playing at 8 o'clock at night last week. Felt like Saturday wasn't Saturday, but anyway, we got some ball games this week. Auburn is off this week, and so we won't be talking about. We'll be picking the Auburn game.
Heard they're the off week is the bye week's a 7-point favorite. I'm just kidding, Auburn fans.
I want it to be pointed out that I'm not the one who said that. I feel I have 100% confidence y'all can win this week.
Auburn is trending up. I think
They
they're
are trending up.
Gave Georgia a run.
They probably
did.
made it really bad on the rest of the country by exposing Georgia. Is probably what happened this past week, and we'll talk about that pick here in just a little bit. That's our featured pick of the week, by the way, is the Georgia Kentucky game, and so we'll be picking that one last. But let's start off the day. Let's start off with Maryland, Ohio State. Maryland, Ohio State. I'd like to pull for Maryland. I think, aren't they? That's another one of the coaches in the Nick Saban coaching tree, I think, that's over there. But not necessarily a great year this year. Playing Ohio State, who, they look pretty strong, ranked number 4 in the country. And, they made it to the college playoffs 3 out of the last 4 years. So, what do y'all think? I think Ohio State wins this one pretty easily.
Yeah, I think Ohio State as well. I mean, mostly just because I think most people didn't even realize Maryland had a football team.
Well, I think Maryland has a good coaching staff when it comes to skill players, but they're not going to have the size to match up with Ohio State. And you're right, Ohio State's been in it every year for not just the last 4. I mean, they've been in the hunt now perpetually every year. They're one of the premier programs in our country. I'm going to Ohio State.
Yeah, I'm gonna go Ohio State because they always seem to find a way to win. So regardless of who it is they're playing, I mean, it is Maryland, but same thing. Like Q said earlier, that it's football. You can never tell. Anybody can have a good day. So
How about we pick whether or not we think Clay knows the mascot for Maryland? I say he doesn't.
I'm going to say no.
I'd say no.
Clay?
No, I didn't even know they had a team.
What are they? The Terrapins?
They are.
That's what I
correct.
thought.
Turtles.
Now Clay would probably know what a terrapin is. Though.
Yeah.
Is it terrapin a turtle?
It is.
Okay.
Yep, it is. All right, up next, Oklahoma, Texas. The Red River rivalry is this week, which is so interesting to me that they play. Oklahoma and Texas plays their main rivalry game right in the middle of the season instead of at the end of the season. But that does make college football fun. How about this time, Will? You go first. What are you thinking on that one?
I'm gonna go with Texas on that one. I just feel like they beat Alabama, so they must be great.
Not so fast. Oklahoma, again, a sleeper team. People haven't been talking about them near enough. They have a dominant offense. I think they're going to give Texas everything that they can handle. I'm going Oklahoma.
I would like for Oklahoma to win, but I think it will be Texas. I agree with Will. They obviously have something going. They're rolling a little bit, so I'm going Texas.
I think that you might see Oklahoma show a little bit of signs of life at the beginning of the game, but I just don't think they can hang with the Sarkisian offense. I think Steve Sarkisian has proven time and time again, even in his time at Alabama, nobody game plans better than Sarkisian. I just don't think that Oklahoma's defense can stand up to that offense. I expect Quentin Ewers to have an incredible game. And I expect their running back to run the ball down the field pretty handily. Might be the second quarter before we see that happen. I think that's what you're going to see happen. Bama and Texas A&M, big ball game this weekend. This was both teams are undefeated in the Southeastern Conference standings, so both the top of the SEC West. More than likely, whoever wins this ball game looks like they'll be controlling the standings for the West. And so, Q, what do you got on that one?
Well, I think this is going to be a really good game, actually. I think that for some reason, Jimbo Fisher has had Saban's number at times, but I think Alabama's playing a little bit hungry and a little bit mad, which I think is going to play to Alabama's favor. I think Alabama's going to win this one. I think it'll be a close game, but I think by the fourth quarter, you're going to see Alabama pull away a bit.
I think it'll be Alabama. I think this will be a very showing game. We'll see a lot from this game. It's probably like the biggest test Alabama's had since Texas. I think it all comes down to Milroe and his decision-making abilities. If he is hesitant, then he's going to struggle. If he is quick on making his decisions, whether to run or whether to pass, Alabama comes on top.
Yeah, I agree. I feel like Alabama's going to win this one. It might be a good one. Texas A&M might be able to fight a little bit, but I feel like they're going to pull away in the fourth quarter.
Alabama has the number 2 defense in the SEC. Anybody know who number 1 defense is? Texas A&M. So interesting ball game Saturday. Probably a defensive struggle. I think we're seeing a new day, kind of looking back to the old days of Alabama football, where Nick Saban seems to be depending on the defense to keep them in the ball game until Milroe can get comfortable. And so I think Alabama pulls this one out. I'm kind of like Joe Namath. Alabama versus the Patriots. I'm with Bama. I'm gonna be with Bama no matter who they pick or who they play. But I think this one could be tight. I think it comes down to special teams and turnovers. If Jalen Milroe can protect the ball, Alabama can run the ball, and there's no mistakes made on special teams.
This is a potential Matt throw something game, though.
Oh, listen, every Alabama game is a potential Matt could throw something. I have to confess that a couple of years ago when Texas A&M won, I almost hit Sonia Elkins with a metal cup. I mean, I don't know why she was walking there to begin with.
Come on, Sonia. Come on.
She's in the path.
Come on.
All right, UK, Georgia. No, we're going to save Kentucky and Georgia to the end. 2 more real quick. Ole Miss, Arkansas. Let's make those really, really fast. Ole Miss, Arkansas. Will, who you got?
I got Ole Miss.
All right, Quentin,
Arkansas.
Arkansas.
Ole Miss.
All right. For my buddy Jeff Bailey, I really want to go Arkansas, but I don't want to lose.
Sweet.
And I just don't think after Arkansas played pretty pathetic this past Saturday. I don't think that they can. I don't think they can hang with the Lane Kiffin offense again. So Kiffin got exposed a little bit in the Alabama game. I think he's wanting to make a comeback and show something. I got Ole Miss on that one. Michigan, Minnesota. I thought we'd throw this one in there for our Michigan friends. Tim Van Polen especially. I don't know about you guys, but I really want Minnesota to pull this one out. My two favorite teams, probably my three favorite teams in football is Alabama, whoever Auburn's playing, whoever Michigan's playing. So I'd like Minnesota to have this one, but as hardworking as they are, I just don't think that they can pull it out. I got Michigan on this one.
I'm gonna go Michigan as well. They're obviously rolling, so I'm gonna go Michigan.
Yeah, I'm Michigan on this one.
Yep, Michigan.
All right.
Go blue.
And finally, the pick of the week, and we will have the Quentin Headgear pick on this one, so he'll be picking last. And this one is Kentucky, Georgia, both undefeated on the season, undefeated in SEC play, both sitting atop of the SEC East, both trying to control their own destiny to find their ways to the playoffs. What do you guys think? Will, who you got down there?
I'm gonna go with Georgia. I can't help it. They're number one, so they had a struggle last Saturday, but I think they're gonna pick it up. I think it's a wake-up call.
I think Georgia wins, but I don't think it'll be the blowout that it would have been in previous years.
I'm looking for Kentucky to be ahead at halftime. Georgia has not started a ball game very good at all this year. They were down to South Carolina at the half. I think Kentucky's a better team than South Carolina. I am pulling for Kentucky to pull this one out, but I think in a close one, second quarter adjustments, Brock Bowers with a key reception to possibly win the game. I got Georgia by 7.
Look, this is going to be a great game. I'm probably excited to watch this game as much as I am any game this weekend. You got two powerhouses, love to run the ball. They're going to play tough. Their defenses are good. You're going to have that Georgia defense versus that Kentucky offense running the ball. It's going to be fantastic. But I'm going to tell you what we got. See, last few years, you've had Georgia when Hulk Hogan was first on the scene, ripping his shirt off, flexing, calling people his way. But I think it feels a little bit like that Georgia has seen better days. And now we got the NWO Hogan. Like, that's who Georgia is now. Sunglasses, black thing, not got quite the swag he used to have, but trying to still pull it off, make us think Hogan still is tough. But I don't think that Georgia's near as tough as what the Georgia we've seen the last few years. So, for that, I'm going Wildcats, baby! Wildcats, here we go!
It's a piece of paper.
Thank y'all so much for hanging in here with us, joining us on this episode of Lifepoint Game Day. We'll see you next week. Roll time.
Go Ducks.